Okay, so in this video, we're going to start to look at graphing in the XYZ plane. So we are used to graphing on the XY plane in our two dimensions, but 3 dimensions is actually how we live. We are three-dimensional, we live in a three-dimensional world. So in 3 dimensions, in R3, your coordinate points are X, Y, and Z. So we got 3 sets of axes. So let's take a look here. This is what the plane looks like, X, Y, Z. So right here, where all of them intersect, that's going to be your origin, which is 0, 0, 0, taking into account the extra Z component. So here's 0, 0, 0. So when you graph, you always start there at the origin, just like in 2 dimensions. So I'm going to change to blue here. So this right here in blue along X, those are your positive X components. So we're going to go to red. So going here, out the other way, those are your negative X components. Go back to blue. This way to the right is your positive Y components. This way to the left is your negative Y components. For Z, up is positive and down is negative. So it's going to take a little bit of practice and getting used to, but not too bad. So let's look at a point. Let's look at a point 1, 2, 3. So again, you don't want to put that dot down, that point down, until you've done the X, Y, and the Z coordinates. Just like in 2 dimensions, you don't put that dot down until you've done the X and the Y. So I'm going to switch to green here. Actually, I'm going to do the highlighter. I'm going to switch to a green highlighter. That's going to be the path. So you're going to start at the origin. So you're going to do the X first. Okay? So X is 1, so I'm going to go 1 this way. Now Y is 2. Okay, that's positive, so that means I got to go to the right. So I'm going to go 2 to the right. And now Z is 3, so now I got to go 3 up. So once you've done all 3 parts of the point, then you put your dot. So the point 1, 2, 3 in 2 space is approximately right there. So just kind of imagine that floating out there in space. Again, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Let's look at, let's get a couple negatives in there. So we're going to go 0, -3, -5. So again, the green highlighter will be our path. So we'll do the X component first. I guess I should put that down here, X, Y, Z. Okay, now X is 0, so if I'm starting at the origin, that means I'm not going positive or negative for X. I stay there. Now -3 for Y, so I'm going to go -3 this way. So again, you're not putting that point down yet. We haven't completed the components. And -5 for Y, so from here I'm going to go down 5. Just make sure I did that right. Alright, so there is the point. That would be approximately where the point 0, -3, -5 is. So again, just imagine that point floating in the air. You can actually see it depending on which way you look at the graph there. So again, graphing in the XYZ plane, pretty much the same as graphing on the XY plane. Always start at the origin, so your origin 0, 0, 0. And again, you don't put that dot down until you've done all 3 parts of the point. In the next video, we're going to look at some of the things that carry over from the XY plane onto the XYZ plane. So a lot of things we learned how to do on the XY plane in terms of magnitude of a vector, position vectors, they carry over nicely to the 3-dimensional plane. See you in the next video.